Hi everybody, my name's Chris. I'm 44 years old and I'm a photographer. Today I'm going to tell you a little bit about my injury and how George was instrumental in helping me recover from that. In 2014, short version of the story is I had a bicycle accident. I came off and sandbagged the pavement. I broke my elbow, you can see that little scar there. I dislocated my shoulder. And I also had herniated my L4, L5 from the impact trauma, which I wasn't aware of at the time. I thought it was just lower back pain. I developed sciatica after that, after which I had physio, and then after 6 months, it seemed to have sorted itself out, apart from some occasional moments if I over-exercised. We're going to fast forward now to April 2022, and I was on my bike when I suddenly experienced what I could only describe as being hit by a car, and at the same time someone shoving a white hot spear of pain through my entire leg. I was barely able to walk after that incident, and I had a second reoccurrence of that same pain about a week later. And although they initially suspected that the disc had a severe herniation, what had actually happened is that the L4, L5 had burst open. So after spending about 2 months bedbound and housebound, unable to work, and in excruciating pain, it was decided that I would need a microdiscectomy. If you aren't sure what that is, it's a operation on your lower spine, and they do a small incision and they remove the debris from the disc, which relieves the pressure on your nerve and is meant to restore all your normal faculties. And that was broadly really successful, but 3 weeks later I had a strange reoccurrence where my entire body decided to lean over on one side and stay there. And within a week, I was back in bed in severe pain again. If anyone's ever been through that kind of experience, you know, it can be very frightening because of having operation on your spine. It feels very, very vulnerable. Losing faculties that you've taken for granted. I mean, I would regularly travel to work with about 4 suitcases, one on my back, one on my front, one on each hand, about 10 to 20 kilos each of equipment. So it was a very frightening experience. I wasn't sure if I would ever walk again or work again at one point. So when I came to George, I was very unsure about what, if anything, I was going to be able to recover. And it's very important to say at this point how grateful I am to George for the expertise and the work and the attitude that he brought to my recovery. We literally started with tiny foot movements. I wasn't even able to lift my camera at this stage. It was so painful and so tender. But through his confidence, his mindset of focusing on what I could do and what I couldn't do, over time, I started to recover all of my normal faculties, and now I'm more or less back to normal, which for me, I would say, if you asked me that September last year, whether that was possible, I probably would have said probably not. George is patient, he is kind, he's positive, he really has so much expertise and knowledge in this area, and it made all the difference to me. I cannot recommend him highly enough if you've experienced any kind of injury or recovering from any kind of injury. And so thank you very, very, very much, George.